From our 22 News Broadcast Center, this is 22 News in Focus.
Good Sunday afternoon and welcome to 22 News in Focus. I'm Laura Hutchinson. The school year is winding down and in less than 6 weeks, children will be on summer break. For working parents, it's sometimes hard in the summer to find activities to keep their kids safe and occupied while they're not in school. Traditionally, crime goes up in the summer, which is why there are so many programs aimed at keeping kids off the streets and busy with summer activities. And that's where 22 News in Focus comes in today. Today we'll talk about programs available to not only keep kids occupied, but also help them further their education in the summer months. Maybe build their resumes, explore a career interest, or just engage in activities that keep them interested. We'll talk all about programs that target young and teenage girls, as well as camps and activities open to both boys and girls of all ages. But first, we begin today with how you can find a job or even better your chances of landing a job. Joining us first to talk about employment opportunities as well as literacy programs, we have Brian King, director of the Hasbro Summer Learning Initiative, and we have Catherine Kirby, manager of Youth Workforce Employment Programs, both with the Regional Employment Board of Hampden County. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes. Talk to me first just about, we're talking about summer and how kids are out of school, and there is sometimes that fall off when you're out of the classroom. Talk to me about why it is so important to have these programs available.
All right. Well, we just know that summer is this great opportunity for kids to have different opportunities to learn, have experiences where they get outside, and where they can really cater to their strengths and have experiences that are completely novel to them. The Hasbro Summer Learning Initiative, we work with many community-based organizations like Girls Inc., YMCA, Boys and Girls Club, and also school systems and public schools to work with them to increase the quality of their summer programs so that they're both engaging kids and giving them that great experience and also supporting them to stem summer learning loss, because we know how important it is for kids to continue to be able to practice literacy and math skills throughout the summer.
So do you see a real difference when kids are in programs like this than when they're home in the swimming pool all day? Or
Oh no, there's a big correlation to kids stemming their summer learning loss and being in programs that really engage them and give them opportunities to learn. But also even just the opportunities of being outdoors, being able to work on their social emotional, make relationships with adults, expand their horizons, just getting excited about learning is a real important part. The pool's not bad, of course.
Pool's not bad.
But also, think about your summer experiences that were just so great to you as a kid, jumping through the mud, trying to catch a frog, and then, what HS Light does is work with programs to take that frog and then really exploit the opportunities to learn about that and to read about that, and also to create the partnerships in the community to really take every opportunity for them to learn and to have more opportunities than they do without these programs.
I love that. So let's talk about what's available. I know one thing is literacy and maybe even getting a resume together to help you advance onto college, depending on what age you are. So talk to me about some programs available.
Yes, so the Regional Employment Board of Hampden County, what we do is we oversee the one-stop career centers, FutureWorks in Springfield and Career Point in Holyoke. And so people have an opportunity to go to the one-stop career centers, register for free, and then they could take advantage of some of their workshops, which is resume building, writing a cover letter, interviewing for a job. So there's a number of workshops that are available for free. But another thing that we do at the Regional Employment Board is we manage the Youth Work Summer Jobs Program, which is a state-funded program. We put about 550 youth to work in Hampden County, in the cities of Springfield, Chicopee, Holyoke, and Westfield. We work with youth between the ages of 14 and 21, and 20% of that grant must go to the most vulnerable youth, which youth who are court-involved, aging out of foster care, or homeless. So this is a great opportunity for young people to connect with something that they're interested in. We try our very best to connect the youth with some of what their career goals are. We want this to be the beginning of a career pathway for them. So we try to find a number of jobs out there that they can do. Again, like I said, there's 550 youth, but we know that the demand out there is just so much. On Monday, the applications were released, and in the city of Springfield alone, I just spoke to the vendor in Springfield before I came over here, but over 2,000 applications have been handed out already. for 550 spots.
Wow.
So there's a lot that needs to be done, not only on the state level, but there's also a lot that we can do here in the community. We need to engage the employers to please get involved, to open up your doors, and to allow a young person to work 6 weeks. That's what we're looking for, 6 weeks in the summertime. And one of the good things about this program that I really like is that during the summertime, the 6 weeks period, many of the employers, they use that time to really assess the youth. And if they are doing a fantastic job, what they'll do is they'll hire that youth on.
Wow.
And that's the goal of this program. We want the employers to come out of their own pocket and say, hey, you know what, we believe in you. We're going to hire you.
So how do you select students? I guess what is it that you're looking for? When you said you have thousands of applications
Yes.
and 550 openings, when do you place them and what are you looking for?
Okay, well, the good thing about the YouthWorks program is that before the youth can start, they have to go through 15 hours of work readiness skills training. And this is training in communication skills, dependability, taking initiative. These are some of the things, the soft skills that employers are looking for. The state about 2 years ago did a study with employers on why they were not hiring young people. We had to get to the bottom of it. Why aren't you hiring young people? Because they need to work. So the conclusion of that is that they were lacking some of the soft skill that employers are looking for. So the state, they came up with a new curriculum called Signaling Success, and the youth must go through 15 hours of that before they step into an employer's place of business so that they come prepared. And that's what employers are looking for.
You know, summer is an interesting time because it is a full-time job to sometimes even get your resume together. You really have to sit down and work on that, work on your skills as far as interviewing goes, and you know, doing the job search, and sometimes you just don't have that time during the school year. So the summer really is a good time to give it time and learn how to practice those skills and getting a job. As you were saying, you can come in and build resumes and just learn how to do it.
Yes, but through the YouthWorks program, they make the time so that those kids have the resume building, the cover letter, how to write a thank you letter, you know, showing up to work on time, all those skills that employers are looking for. During the 15 hours of work readiness skills training, that's when they make sure that they walk away with that knowledge.
That's great. So these programs that are available, what should people know at home as far as where to go, when to come in? The summer is quickly approaching. Which deadlines have already passed? Which ones are still out there?
Yeah, well, I think I will make the case that I think it's just important that parents realize how important it is for them, their children, to access these programs. We work with so many programs that make it affordable. A lot of them are free. And that they are there. Right now, I can tell you that there's a lot of staff who are busily preparing all of the curriculum and all of the activities they're going to do, the field trips. They're getting all excited about that. So I would just urge parents right now to, you know, get into a program and take the time to figure out the opportunities that are there, because there are a lot. And in terms of where to look, I think that you'll be interviewing a lot of guests who have wonderful programs, but through the Boys and Girls Clubs, YMCAs, but also your community centers, Martin Luther King Family Center, South End Community Center. There's a lot of programs you'll be talking to Salvation Army. I mean, there's so much out there, and it's our goal as Hasbro Summer Learning Initiative to work with all of them, so to make sure that we're really giving the highest quality program that we can, and supporting them to make sure that they're having field trips and getting out into the local area parks and swimming and all that. But I think that there's a lot of resources probably underutilized, and that they're out there. Even, you know, city libraries and public libraries are there. There's a lot of programs. So I think just take the time to look for them, and you'll find them.
And go ahead.
And for the YouthWorks program, there is a deadline. So applications are released now as we speak, but the deadline in Springfield is May 20th, Wednesday, May 20th. In the city of Holyoke, the deadline to drop off your applications is Thursday, May 21st. In the city of Chicopee, it is May 24th, and Westfield, it is May 22nd.
Okay, we will put that information on our website.
Excellent.
In case people
Thank
don't
you so
have
much.
We'll definitely do that. And as far as outreach goes, is there one central place where they can go and just see where some of these programs are? Obviously, all the guests we have on today have their own individual websites. Sure.
And if people are interested in having the list of the programs that we work with, Hasbro Summer Learning Initiative works with, feel free to contact me at the Regional Employment Board of Hampden County.
And also, people can actually get a list of the application release and deadline schedule on our website, which is www.rebhc.org.
You've done that before. Brian King and Catherine Kirby, thank you so much
you
for
very
coming
much.
on. I hope you both have a wonderful summer, and it sounds like a lot of kids in our community are going to as well. Thank you
you.
so much.
Oh, you're
I really
welcome.
appreciate it. And there is an organization out there that offers girls a place to learn new skills and have fun over the summer. We'll have details on that when we return. Stay with us. You're watching 22 News in Focus. You're watching 22 News in Focus. Today we're talking about summer programs to keep your kids physically active and learning while having fun this summer. We were just talking about how you can land a job or work on skills that can get your kids a job in the future. Now there are some programs that specifically focus on empowering girls and young women. Joining me now to talk about that, we have Brandy Wilson, Director of Middle and High School Programs, and we have Suzanne Parker, Executive Director, both from Girls Inc. of Holyoke. Thank you both so much for being on. I know that we had you on around this time last year. This program is always a great success, so I'm happy to have you on again. So let's talk about first what Girls Inc. is, just to help people understand what the core value is.
Sure. Well, at Girls Inc., our mission is to inspire girls to be strong, smart, and bold. And we do that through what we call a Girls Inc. experience, which is made up of incredible people with mentoring relationships, this amazing girl-only environment, and incredibly research-based programs that are proven to get results. And with that, girls can just thrive, and we provide transformational experiences for them to feel really great about themselves and succeed in their lives.
Now this is actually all year round?
Yeah, we have a lot of programs throughout the year, and we're really excited about some of the summer programs that we have. Specifically, Brandy's oversees what we call Eureka, and I'll let her take it from there because it really is an exciting program.
Let's hear about it.
So the summer program that we offer for girls is called the Eureka Program, and it's actually a STEM-based program that targets middle school-aged girls. So girls actually enroll in the program their 7th grade year as they're going into the 8th grade. So it's the summer that they're going into the 8th grade, and we actually we focus on STEM, academic success, health and wellness, and also personal development. So the girls are doing a wide range variety of different activities. It is very interactive, and the girls actually spend 4 weeks of their summer in July on the campus of UMass Amherst.
Wow.
So they are getting a chance to work in different science labs with professors and grad students and different faculty and staff from the UMass campus. They get to, work out in the UMass facilities. They get a chance to eat at the dining halls, which is one of their favorite things. The girls absolutely love the dining halls. So we are giving them a full interactive summer experience and keeping them very engaged in the science, technology, and engineering fields.
So is it very classroom learning, or are there a lot of hands-on activities?
It is very, very hands-on. They are in labs, so part of their day is spent in the labs on the UMass campus, but even the professors spend time to develop whatever they might be teaching the girls or facilitating to the girls so that it is relatable to a middle school age girl. And the program is very unique because it is a 5-year program. So this is pretty much figuring out what you're going to do for the summer for the next 5 years. And then even by the 3rd year, the girls are actually placed into some type of like externship or a job shadowing where they're actually getting experience, like hands-on experience of knowing what it's like to work and even work in some type of STEM field as a female.
Wow. Now, I don't know how long this program has been going on, but have some of these women actually gotten into these fields? I mean, is that pretty common?
We are in the process of launching the program, so this is actually year 3 for us.
Okay,
so
very
it's been incredible to see the transformation. Just the first summer, we saw immediate results and impact. So we had girls that were struggling. They were sort of on that edge, it could go either direction, but somebody in their school system felt that they had some promise. So one particular girl I'm thinking about, she was like, I'm not sure I'm going to want to be in school anymore. And so she came to the Eureka program, and just thrived. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, it's okay for me to be smart. I'm in this sisterhood of this girl-only environment. People believe in me. I'm learning all these great things. She went back and got her first straight A report card.
Wow.
And she came back the second summer. Again, it wasn't that there were no more challenges with this particular girl, but but she came back for that next summer. Now she'll be coming back for this third summer and doing an externship. So we're looking forward to great results. There's only 14 affiliates across the country doing this program, and the outcomes are absolutely there as far as girls going into STEM, going into college. Actually, I think there was one Eureka graduate who's now been to visit the White House to talk about her career in a science field, and so the results are there, and we're looking forward to bringing those impacts here in Holyoke, in the Holyoke area as well.
That's great. So this is the Greater Holyoke area. So I guess who is eligible? Who do you target? How does that work?
Well, as I said before, we do target girls that are currently in the 7th grade, that will be in the 8th grade next year, that can commit to, of course, the 4 weeks in the summer and want to carry on with the program. Girls don't have to be like, excelling in science and math in school. They, and we do different kind of activities, like there's coding and things like that, and girls are like, oh, I don't want to do that, and then they end up finding out that they love it or something like that. So they don't even have to be like, oh yes, STEM is where it's at. That's not what we're looking for, but we are hoping to open up new doors for those girls.
Even inspire you a little to, carry on or do your own research or, what have you. Now, talk to me about some of these other programs. I know that it's not just teenagers, but you also have some for girls growing up.
We have a great program for girls that are ages 6 to 12. It's our what we call our elementary school age program. And actually, we're part of the Hasbro Summer Learning Initiative. So part of what we do is during the summer engage the girls in incredibly interactive, engaging learning around literacy. So they'll take field trips to the library, as Brian had mentioned. We actually have a literacy specialist who's worked with us in the past who really talks about how to make reading fun and accessible and encourage their skills throughout the summer so that we don't experience that summer learning loss. For most of us growing up in the communities that we grew up with, our parents might have had the resources to send us to summer programs. So many families we know are struggling to make ends meet. So to be able to get their children into a program is really, really challenging. So ours, we have a wonderful sliding scale fee for our elementary school age program. So girls 6 to 12, the program is there for them every day. They could come during the summer. And they do a lot of field trips. They're able to swim. They've done rowing with the Holyoke Rows. We have some great partnerships. And then Eureka, there's actually no cost to families who are enrolling their daughters. So these are accessible programs, and there certainly is an academic focus for us, but I can tell you kids and families, it is fun. They are, even Eureka, I think they actually went on a birding expedition. So some of the professors there are studying and tagging birds and the migration routes, and so the girls were out there in the field with nets, catching birds, tagging them. I mean, really cool stuff.
Wow.
I even have a good time.
I want to
do this.
And the girls are first like, but they start their day, imagine this, the girls are starting their day in the computer science building at UMass. That alone says something, right?
Yeah.
And then they're walking to the polymer science building, or then they're spending time at the astronomy lab and microbiology. I think you see them and they're just totally engaged. It's a lot of fun, a lot of activity. The athletic center too. They're doing everything from yoga and spinning and
wow,
it's incredible.
It's like, I mean, can
like fun. The staff, we all get in shape too.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Now, is there a cap? Do you ever hit your max and you can? So, how do people know if there are availabilities? What's the best way to find out about availabilities?
So, for the Eureka program, there is a application process. We take 30 new girls every summer, 30 to 35 new girls. So there is an application process. And we invite the family in, so the girl and the parent, for a interview. And we interview the girl and also the parent. And it's just to kind of engage their commitment to the program and to make sure that this is a good fit for them, because we definitely, we want girls to have the best experience out of this, and we do want girls to realize that this is a commitment, because like I've said before, it's a 5-year program. So that's pretty much the process for that. We do have first contact application, which asks some, basic interview questions like, how involved would you be and how would you motivate yourself to get up in the morning? Because this is 4 weeks in July, and we're saying we need you there at 8 o'clock in the morning. So that's the process for our program.
Now, are you looking for people who are able to commit, or are you looking for somebody that you feel you can change their life around? What are those little details in them that you're looking for in the interview process?
We have girls that enroll in the program that might not have the self-confidence, and what they're saying is, yeah, I like the STEM part, but I want to make more friends. I mean, this is like a sisterhood. So to me, those speak to me the most, because I'm like, oh, come join my family, because Girls Inc. is like a family for a lot of the girls that join. So we are looking for those little jewels like that as well.
You just kind of see something in them.
Well, and it's interesting. The very first year when we were doing outreach, we were afraid to say STEM. We didn't want to frighten girls to think this is too like school.
Yeah.
And after the first year, the girls actually said, "Oh no, we want to say with pride that we're in this really cool program that is around STEM." So it's like the girls were like, "Hey, we're going to embrace this." So. We've learned to not shy away from that, because we do want to encourage girls to be confident in those skills, whether they become scientists, and not all the girls are going to become astrophysicists, but to be confident in those skills. Most of the jobs that are out there into the future will require STEM skills, so that confidence is going to be key.
There's always so much going on.
That's
at
right.
Girls Inc.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
you.
coming on, Suzanne Parker, Brandy Wilson. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always
Thank
love
you.
hearing about Girls Inc. and all that's going on over there. So much
Thank you,
happening
Laura.
all the time. Thank you. And next we're going to talk about programs that are available to both boys and girls this summer. Stay with us. You're watching 22 News in Focus. Welcome back to 22 News in Focus. Today we're talking about programs to keep kids and teens off the streets and taking part in productive activities throughout the summer. One organization that's provided programs year-round for kids and families in Springfield and all over Western Mass since 1852 is the YMCA. Joining me now is Kirk Smith, President and CEO of the YMCA of Greater Springfield. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. So talk to me about the Y and all of your different facilities. I know that you have a number of them and you're serving a lot of families right now.
I think that the name YMCA of Greater Springfield, it's a little bit misleading. We do have the privilege of serving 14 different cities and towns, so across Western Mass. We have 19 locations, 13 standalone locations, and then about 30 different educational programs that we provide, programs and activities for young people during the school year.
So let's talk about what you have for the summer. I know that the Y has stuff going on all year, but what kind of programs do you think kids would be interested in? Teens and younger kids, what sort of programs do you have available?
Well, we have several summer enrichment programs that we try to serve just about every segment as relates to young people. So we have camps for young people as young as 4 and as old as 18.
Wow.
We also have counselors in training where young people can have an opportunity to become camp counselors themselves after several weeks of training, and that works. So, I mean, just a plethora of programs, indoor camps, outdoor camps, aquatics programs, you name it.
So before we came into the segment, we were talking about how kids have very short attention span.
Yes.
So how
And
do
some
you,
adults.
And some adults. I mean, don't we all? Really?
Yeah.
So how do you work around that? I guess how can kids get into something without committing to it for, as we were just talking in the last segment, you have to commit to Girls Inc. when you're getting into that. What do you have that sort of allows you to be flexible as well?
Well, one of the things when you talk about the summer, there's always 2 major concerns, safety and literacy. You're worried about young people obviously being safe because of the idle time, possibly, and then literacy. Young people are out of school, they're out of structured environments where they're learning, so they may drop, 1 or 2, maybe 3 reading levels. And so what we do is we try to incorporate kind of this academic piece along with all of your typical, summer activities. That's why we call it summer enrichment. And so with that, we have electives. So a young person can come to camp and say, hey, I want to get into art. And so we'll let them get into art for 1 week, because the week after that, they probably want to play soccer. So that's kind of how that works, and it happens throughout the summertime. And again, it's not all about sports. Young people, again, we're very big on STEM, science, technology, engineering, math, education. Some folks are calling it STEAM, adding an A for arts. So we do a lot of that throughout the summer, but we like to spread it out so they're not spending, too much time on one subject.
how do you keep kids coming back? You know, I find that there are so many programs available, and as we were just saying, the short attention span, you know, how do you keep kids wanting to come back to programs, you know, and choosing to stay off the streets or hanging around maybe older siblings that might not be making some smarter choices? You know, how do you keep them engaged in these day programs and making these smarter choices?
Well, what we try to work very hard at is to make YMCA programs, membership experiences, a way of life. So it's not just something extra that you have to do. Oh, you know, gosh, you know, mom, dad's going to drag me off to camp. We like it to be a way of life where it's something they can't live without. So they actually, you know, look forward to the summers. They have a chance to come back to the Y all day, although many of them, you know, are participating in our after-school program. So the idea is how do you make it part of who they are? So again, it's not all about learning per se. It's not all about playing sports per se, but it's about social opportunities. Many of our young people are in foster care situations, so they have no stability. So, you know, to look forward to summer camp, maybe you were in 2 or 3 different foster home situations, you know, since the last time you were in camp. But the one thing that is consistent is that camp program. So that's just one of the ways we try to keep them coming back over and over.
That's great. And you know, I know that I've spoken to you as well about the Dunbar community.
Yes.
One thing that I just love about that is that you can go with your family. It can be a family night, and that's sort of an opportunity for families and kids to sort of engage together once again. You know, you can, you know, not everyone sits down to a family dinner every night, you know, but there are places where you can go and do that. Do you find that that's pretty popular, that families will come
Absolutely.
together?
And, you know, Dunbar is a shining example of bringing families together no matter what that dynamic may look like. And you mentioned about not having time to sit down and have dinner and that type of thing. And although you may not struggle financially, you know, maybe economic poverty isn't a problem for some of us. But time poverty is an issue for most of us. You just don't have time. You know, you spend a lot of time at work and school, whatever you're doing to kind of stave off poverty, but you miss that family time. And so we try to create spaces, you know, in places like Dunbar, make the hours conducive to family time. So maybe the entire family could come in, mom could be in the Zumba class, and, you know, little Johnny could be in a swim lesson all at the same time, and maybe dad sitting over there, you know, reading the paper on Facebook or something, I don't know. But we try to create that space for the entire family at all, pretty much at some kind of, you know, maybe not your typical hours, you know, because we try to stay open pretty late also.
Yeah, so what do your hours look like in some of these facilities, and where can people go if you're interested? If somebody's hearing this, say, hey, I want to get involved, this sounds pretty cool, I guess, how do you find a place that's close to you?
Well, the average time in terms of, you know, I mean, they vary based on the community. We usually open up until about 9 at night on average. Sometimes we open as early as sometimes we open as early as 5:30 a.m.
Wow.
And we like to be open on the weekends. And the information can be found at springfieldY.org. Don't ask me the phone number because I'll make something up. But springfieldY.org, you can find information about all of our programs, membership, Dunbar, camp, you name it.
And how you can find one that's local to you as well.
Yep, and we also have reciprocity. If you become a member of the YMCA, you can use any YMCA in New England. You have unlimited access, so that's also a good thing.
So what is the latest with the Dunbar Community Center? I know that we have spoken about financial situations there in the building. What is happening with that? I know a lot
Well, it's still a challenge. You know, we are in negotiations with a bank or a mortgage company that's out of state. And to be honest with you, you know, I'm not sure, you know, how concerned they are with Springfield, much less Dunbar and Mason Square. And so it's really hard when you're working with organizations from outside the community to get them to understand how important it is that we figure something out. Because you're talking about 3,500 people that would be at risk if Dunbar's doors were to close. Now, the real simple way is if you wrote me a check, we could probably pay off Dunbar, or someone out there can write a check right now and we can settle it. But
and this can be done.
It'll be done right now. We can be over. But it's just, you know, it's a battle. But we, you know, the YMCA remains, you know, vigilant and diligent and doing everything in our power to make sure we keep that institution open.
And is that community voicing their concerns to you about this? I mean, that must be pretty terrifying to think that your programs are on the fence right now.
Yeah, we hear it. We hear it, and, you know, and really it's encouraging to me. You know, because the community cares, and no YMCA ever worked that I know of without the community embracing that location. So Mason Square has more than embraced Dunbar. It's an institution, it's a part of who they are. There's an affinity for Dunbar that's pretty prevalent that we sense every day. You know, I don't know how many people have walked up to me and said they learned how to play basketball at Dunbar and that type of thing. And so we're going to continue to work very, very hard to keep the doors open, and hopefully we can figure something out, you know, before the end of this year.
Well, it's got that brand new wing, and as you said, the basketball court, it's a beautiful place to be. It would be a shame to see that go.
Great place.
Kirk Smith, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us. YMCA, so much to offer there. We'll put your website on our website as well, so that people can find out that information you were talking about. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful summer to you. After the break, we'll be talking about programs offered for inner city youth through an international ministry organization. Stay with us. You're watching 22 News in Focus. Welcome back to 22 News in Focus. Today we're talking with organizations that offer programs for children and teens over the summer. Our next guest works for an organization that's been serving community for more than 125 years. It's the Salvation Army. Joining me now is Cammie Jones, the Director of Youth Ministry for the Salvation Army in Springfield. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it so much. Glad to be here.
Yeah, wonderful to have you. So talk to me about what programs you have available in the summer. And I know that you have year-round as well. So let's make the distinction.
Definitely. So we have three main programs that we offer in the summer. First one is called our Summer Literacy Program, and it's for kids grades completed kindergarten through 5th grade. It runs from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day. And we enroll typically 30 to 40 elementary age kids. And we offer a variety of things. We do arts and crafts, recreation, music, field trips, some academic enrichment activities. We bring in guest speakers, lots of activities going on during the day for that. So we start our mornings off in the morning. First hour or two, we spend a time where we split the kids into small groups and do rotation. So they're either doing arts and crafts, recreation, or they're doing some academic enrichment activities focused specifically on literacy. So it might be a guest speaker coming in to read to them. It might be doing some activities on the computer. It might be reading, might be writing, some sort of academic focused activity to kind of bridge that gap in between the school year and when they start again in the summer, to keep that learning going during the summer. And then in the afternoons, we do a variety of activities. We sometimes we bring in guest speakers, sometimes we do field trips, just a wide variety of different things. And we're also taking weekly field trips to the library in Springfield, so we'll be there every week. And then we do field trips once a week as well, and bringing in addition bringing some guest speakers. So,
well, you have a lot going on.
Yes, ma'am, we do, for sure.
There's no shortage of activities.
Definitely. So that's our main program. And then another program we offer in the summer is our Teen Night. That actually runs year-round.
Teen Night?
Teen Night. It's every Friday night from 6:30 till 9 o'clock. Like I said, it runs year-round as well. But that's kind of our focus for that, is to give teenagers a safe place to be on Friday nights, a safe, fun place to be. So they're not on the streets, they're not getting into trouble, different places, whatever. They're here at Salvation Army at a safe place. So kind of our outline for that evening, for Friday nights, is we serve them pizza, and so they come and it's completely free. So we give them dinner, and it's a family sort of style dinner. They sit down at the tables with our staff, and we have a family meal that we kind of create a family atmosphere with that. So they're there, they're eating pizza, and then after that they're free to do a wide variety of activities. We have a gym that a lot of the guys like to play basketball, so we have basketball going for them. We usually have some music in the background playing for them, and then we also have Xbox, ping pong, air hockey, foosball, arts and crafts. Usually we show a movie, so there's lots of different activities that the kids can choose from. And again, it's kind of just trying to give kids a safe place to be on Friday nights, as opposed to being out in the streets or getting in trouble somewhere.
And is the activity on Friday nights generally the same every Friday, or is there?
Yeah, it's usually just kind of an open format. We serve them dinner at about 6:45, but then after that they get to choose kind of what they do. Some of them choose to play basketball every week. Some of them choose to play Xbox every week. Some of them like to watch the movie every week. Some of them just want to be with their friends and hanging out, sitting on the couches, and that's fine. We're just glad they're there, safe place to be. So,
is there a place to sign up, or are you free to just drop in?
Yeah, no, we have a form that parents or guardians need to sign off on it for, so they can stop by our offices or call us, and we'd be more happy to get that form for them. But once that form is filled out, then they're welcome to come and participate in the program.
So there's no maximum number of kids that you
can
have or anything?
No, anybody's welcome to come, for sure, as long as they have that form filled out.
Excellent. And what about the program during the week as well? So you mentioned a number of activities for that. How can you determine, is there any commitment when you sign up? How do you sort of work that?
Our program runs from July 6th through to July 31st. So it's 4 weeks, and parents or families are more than welcome to come to all 4 weeks if they want. If they can only come to one week or one session, that's fine. If they want to come to 3, it's kind of an open. And some kids, will come to us 1 week and maybe go to a different location for another camp or another activity they might have going. So like I said, it's kind of an open format. Whatever they want to do. If they want to come to all 4, if they want to come to just one, we're happy to have anybody.
Is there a charge for that?
Yes, ma'am. We have a small program service fee, but we don't ever want families to not be able to participate because of financial reasons. So we're more than happy to work with families in regards to that. So if that's, we don't, like I said, we don't ever want that to be a problem for families not to be able to participate.
So how can people find out, I guess, what's available and when, and have the chance to decide if that's a good fit for them?
Sure, definitely. As far as we have registration packets available right now for our families that are interested in our summer literacy program, they can stop by our offices, which is 170 Pearl Street, right next to the police station, and kind of on the back side of Sticks, so kind of right in the heart of Springfield, or they can call our offices. Our number is 413-733-1518. I'm sure that'll probably be on your website as well, but just in case. And they can stop by or call us and get some information as far as all of the paperwork that needs to happen for the summer literacy program. It's all available right now, and so they can stop by or call us for more information.
And you said that a lot of kids like to come just to kind of hang out with their friends and everything.
Definitely.
Are you finding that friends are coming in together or simply meeting there? Is this a way to socialize and make friends?
Yes, both ways. Yes, some kids come and they initially bring some friends with them to come. And, hey, we're going to go to Salvation Army. Let's go hang out. And so they'll bring them and they'll come, and then that group expands and they'll start bringing other friends. And then even the kids that are there, they start making friends with kids that might have come from different neighborhoods or different parts of the city. They meet at the Salvation Army, and they, like I said, we try to really cultivate a family atmosphere. And so they really kind of begin to develop relationships with their friends that they've already brought, but also friends that they've met at the Salvation Army.
So what about family members that might want to partake? Adults, do you have any either employment or volunteer opportunities so that they can be a part of something
Definitely.
as well?
Yeah, we're always looking for volunteers if anybody's interested in helping. We just have a volunteer packet that needs to be filled out, but you can call us or stop by and pick that up, and we'd be more than happy to have parents or family members involved in any of our kids and youth programs for sure.
What are some opportunities for volunteers? What are some things that they may be asked to do?
Sure, yeah. In regards to our summer literacy program, they can help with a wide variety of things, helping with arts and crafts, helping with snacks and food, helping just overall management of the kids. When you have large numbers of kids, sometimes you need an extra set of hands to kind of help with that. So it's a kind of a wide variety of things, and we're happy to work with individuals as far as that they maybe have a specific skill set or an interest area. We're more than welcome to kind of partner with them and seeing what might be the best avenue for them to serve with the Salvation Army.
And you said that even if families don't have or financial issues are probably, is that pretty common? Are you finding that where you're located in Springfield that some families are struggling?
Yeah, definitely.
How do you do this in a way that isn't embarrassing? If they're feeling a certain way, but they do want to get involved and keep their kids, how can you comfortably approach the program?
Definitely. Typically, a lot of our families, we've built relationships with over the years. Some of these kids are come back every summer, and so we've really built a good rapport, a relationship with families, and so they're comfortable with us. They come to us, hey, whether it be financial reasons or maybe we have an after-school program, and so a lot of times I have conversations with parents that, hey, my kid's really struggling with this at school. Can you please help me out with this? And they'll come to us. Like I said, we've really built really good rapport and relationship with families that they feel comfortable coming to us with financial needs or whatever it might be. If they need some extra food at their house or they need some clothes, we're more than happy to work with families in that regard.
And of course, you must accept donations from the community as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you are, I'm sure, trying to make that balance so that you can put on these programs.
Definitely.
The community could probably help out with some of that as well.
Definitely,
How is the best way?
Sure, yeah. We'll have to put the number on, like I said, I don't know off the top of my head. It's still the Salvation Army, but it's a different location, different office that they'll need to call in regards to donations. And we have a team that goes out with trucks and will actually go to your house and pick up things if you need it, whether it be household items or furniture or clothing, whatever it might be. You can call this number that will be, I assume, on the website, and schedule an appointment, and they'll come out to your house and pick up this stuff for you. So we're always looking for donations.
Kimmy Jones, sounds like there's so much going on over there that not only involves little kids but families and the community. Thank you so much for coming on and
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it so much.
Appreciate it. And when we return, we'll have summer programs from national youth organizations with deep roots here in New England. Stay with us. You're watching 22 News in Focus. You're watching 22 News in Focus. Today we've been talking about what's available to keep your kids occupied this summer so that they don't fall behind on their studies and they stay safe and off the streets. The Boys and Girls Clubs of America was founded in Hartford, Connecticut in 1860. They have over 4,000 chartered clubs. And joining me now is Priscilla Reyes, Program Development Director for the Boys and Girls Club of West Springfield. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So many people have heard of the Boys and Girls Club. Obviously, there are so many around the country. Day. Talk to me about what it is. People may have heard of it, but they aren't quite sure exactly what it is. So talk to us about it.
Boys and Girls Club is just a actual club where boys and girls are able to come together and participate in traditional activities. It has changed over the course of the years, trying to tie in with schools and curriculum, so moving towards more of a STEM level. But it is still an opportunity for kids to just have an environment where positive experience happen.
So I guess, how can people find out what's going on this summer? You know, I know that you have programs all year round. What do you have going on this summer?
This summer we have tons of things going on. We are actually running our Summer Brain Gain is what it's called, and that's through the Boys and Girls Club of America. It is a one-week module that has activities that are fun and themed for elementary school, middle school, and high schoolers. It really is a project-based learning opportunity for them to develop some critical thinking and creative skills, and they really get to do some exploration with discovery and some expressive learning, group work, and sometimes a final project.
Now, you said that they have a lot of activities that sort of keep it fun as well. So how do you kind of mix the two together? How do you give them some, fun activities, maybe basketball or sports or, activities like that, but also keep, as you were saying, the curriculum core there,
I think the main focus is to keep it fun. The relationships is very important. If the kids are having a good time, they tend to not notice that they're learning so much in the moment. So keeping it fun, keeping it light, drawing their attention, keeping their attention span is huge, which sometimes can be a challenge, but very, very doable. So providing them with new experiences, exposure to new things. And a lot of times with the older groups, it's more creating friendships, creating memories, and building those relationships is really what most of them are looking for.
And what ages are we talking about for kids?
For summer camp, we usually offer for 6 to age 15. We do Junior Leaders program that gives them an opportunity to volunteer, give back to their community, give back to their club, which gives them leadership skills, decision-making skills, and also some roles and responsibilities for kind of a counselor and training level.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And how are those groups? Are they separated into groups? Is everyone all together, or do you have 6 to 8-year-olds together? How does that work?
It's a little bit of both. There are times where we cater for age groups for specific activities, but there are times where we get together. So we do weekly field trips. Some are inclusive, some are separate, and it's really to enhance the program and really send the message to the kids that we're trying to give them for positive experiences and exposure to new things. A lot of team building, character development seems to be very huge. Just teaching them specific life skills and those kinds of things, which are helpful.
What kind of field trips do you go on? I guess, what are some of these activities if people are sort of interested?
Sure, we try to do the fun field trips, but we also like to incorporate the educational field trips as well. So things like the ecotarium and having watersheds come in and do some science activities and that kind of stuff is really where we're gearing towards, not focusing on the educational so much because we're not a school, but implementing pieces of it so that we can keep their attention and not lose that focus.
As you were saying, keep it fun and not let them know that they're learning.
Right,
they catch on to that.
That's a trick.
So what is the cost, and how can people get involved? I guess, how can parents sign their kids up?
Well, they're welcome to come in. We are located on 615 Main Street. Applications are available online at www.wsbgclub.org.
We'll put that on.
And they can call and get information as well. But that's pretty much how.
Is there a cost involved?
Yes, it's $135 a week for each camper.
Okay.
Throughout the summer. So they get to pick out their sessions and what they want to sign up for.
Okay, and how long do people usually block off time? Can you do the whole year, the whole summer? I mean, how does that work? Because I know that there are year-round programs.
Well, it really depends on the need of the family, so they really get to pick and choose what they want to sign up for. During the school year, it is a little different. We do our before and after school programs, and they sign up for specific days that are needed. We also have outreach programs within the West Springfield Public Schools, which is very helpful. We have great partnerships with the school administration. So we were based at one main location, but we are actually expanding our programs, which is nice.
Okay, and this is rolling admission, right? So people can come in.
It
at
is
any time?
ongoing, so anytime they want to come in and register. Some slots do fill up quickly, so we do ask that people get their registration forms in, but it is ongoing registration.
And if anybody has a hard time with transportation, are there any opportunities there, or do you must
During the school year, it's a little bit different. We do partner with LPVEC, and they are wonderful with assisting with busing our kids from the schools that we don't have programs in, come to our main facility. For the summer, it's strictly pick up and drop off.
And about how many kids do you have at one time? Is this very populated? Are they smaller groups?
For summer, I would say close to 120.
Okay.
Kids. Mm-hmm.
And do you see the same kids coming back year after year for several years, or?
It varies. We do get new kids every year. We get some who return, and it's just however their summer ends up. Some families like to go away and take vacation, so it's not an opportunity for them to come back. So it's a little bit of both. We get a lot of kids who return, and we get a lot of new kids. And then we have kids who we haven't seen in a couple years, and then they end up coming back. So it's nice, and you can see the growth in them when they return. So it's nice to see them again.
And you sort of mentioned at the beginning, too, that there's that opportunity to transition into the counselor, or at least start to shadow and sort of become a counselor of sorts.
Right.
How does that work? If somebody's sort of wanting to, put their feelers in for the job market or start getting that leadership, experience?
That's where our Junior Leaders program really comes in. It gives them hands-on experience and the do's and don'ts of what counselors can really do. But giving them the mini trainings and the tools that they need, the skills that they need to work with kids and being part of those groups. And at age 15, most kids are looking for summer jobs and summer employment. So it's a good segue of giving them that experience so that when they are ready to fill out an application and come on board, they've been through the process. They know what we're about and where to go from there.
Have some kids actually gone up, stayed with you, and then become?
Yes, we've had quite a few who have gone through that process and have stayed with us.
That is so cool.
And then we have some who come back and volunteer, which is awesome.
Which is great, yeah. And what about meals provided, materials? Do people ever need to bring anything?
Actually, we go through a summer food program, so breakfast and lunch is provided for our camp, where parents really don't have to necessarily worry. They are welcome to bring their own lunches. We have kids who have strict diets and that kind of thing. But for the most part, they only really need to provide them with snack at the end of the day.
And this is specifically for kids within West Springfield? Right.
Well, we take kids from surrounding areas as well, so it's open and welcome to all.
Okay, very good. And what if somebody lives far away? I guess, how do you work that out, find out if there's a boys and girls near you?
Unfortunately, we don't have a transportation, so it would be pick up and drop off if they really needed it. But we welcome kids from all different towns, and we do refer them to other closer Boys and Girls Clubs if needed, if they're looking for that information as well.
Perfect. Sounds like there's a lot going on all summer, all year long as well, and people can stop in at any time. It's open enrollment, as you were saying.
Right.
It's easy. You can come in, ask questions, get both kids involved if you have more than one kid, so that's great. Priscilla Reyes, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful summer with all these kids. It sounds like you have. Thank you so much. And we'll have the last word for you after the break. Stay with us. You're watching 22 News in Focus. You're watching 22 News in Focus. Today we've been discussing some of the programs available to children and teens during the summer break, and some of these programs are available all year round, from recreation to academics. We've just touched on a few of the options geared toward keeping your kids safe this summer and their minds active. We hope you heard something today that may fit into your family's needs. We hope you heard one that's close to you and will be convenient for where you live. That is our program for today. We want to thank all of our guests for joining us. Thanks to you at home for watching. If you've missed any of it, you can watch it in full on our website at wwlp.com. There we also have the websites and all the contact information that you heard about during today's program. From all of us here at 22 News, we wish you a wonderful Sunday. Take care. We'll see you next week.